Now, in hip-hop, rumors have always existed. Long before social media, stories about rappers traveled through magazines, radio stations, and word of mouth, pretty much. But the internet changed everything. Now with a single screenshot, it could reach millions of people within hours. A single accusation can dominate headlines for weeks. And one person that discovered exactly how powerful that could be, her name is Celina Powell. Over the years, Celina has been connected to some of the biggest names in rap culture. I'm talking about Offset, Snoop Dogg, Waka Flocka, Fetty Wap, DJ Akademiks, 6ix9ine, and many, many more. She built a reputation through pretty much allegations, leaked messages, podcast appearances, viral controversies, and, not shutting up. That repeatedly placed celebrities on the defensive. To some people, she exposed truth powerful men wanted hidden. To others, she became the face of pretty much clout chasing culture. But regardless of where people stand, one thing is undeniable. Few non-musicians have managed to become as infamous in hip-hop culture as Celina Powell, and that's just facts. Her rise says just as much about the internet as it does about her. This is the story of how one woman turned celebrity controversy into a brand. Before the podcast, before the headlines, and before millions of people knew her name, Celina Powell was simply just another young youth social media user trying to build an online presence. During the mid-2010s, Instagram was rapidly changing the definition of fame. People no longer needed television appearances on the Ellen Show or Jimmy Fallon or whatever, or on the news, or record deals to pretty much become famous. All they needed was attention. The more controversial the content, the more attention it generated. And the more attention it generated, the more valuable it pretty much became. That environment pretty much created an entirely new type of celebrity, influencers, and internet personalities. Unlike traditional celebrities, these figures weren't necessarily known for accomplishments. They were known for creating conversations. Few people understood this better than Celina Powell. She wasn't entering the music industry as an artist, she was entering as a disruptor. If there was a moment that transformed Celina Powell from an internet personality into a hip-hop villain, it was the Offset controversy. At the time, Migos were one of the biggest groups in the world. Offset's relationship with Cardi B was constantly in the spotlight. Every aspect of their lives generated headlines. Then Celina Powell entered the conversation. She publicly claimed that she was pregnant with Offset's child, and the allegation exploded instantly. Blogs picked it up, YouTube channels covered it, social media users debated it non-stop, and for weeks it became one of hip-hop's biggest stories. Offset denied the claims, his legal team pushed back aggressively, questions emerged regarding evidence and inconsistencies in Powell's story. Eventually, years later, Powell admitted that the pregnancy claim was fabricated, but by then the damage had already been done to Offset's relationship, his career, everything. The story had generated millions of views, countless articles, thousands of reaction videos, and a level of attention that most influencers could only dream about. For many observers, this was the moment Celina Powell discovered the formula. Controversies create attention. Attention creates influence. Influence creates opportunity. And once that cycle begins, it becomes difficult to stop. But I'm not even gonna hold you. Yeah, Celina might have fabricated the pregnancy story with Offset, but I'm not saying that they didn't have relations but behind Cardi B's back, you know what I'm saying? I'm not cutting that out at all, because she's definitely had relations with a lot of rappers, and you are definitely gonna see that as this video go on. As her reputation grew, Powell earned the nickname the Black Widow, a reference used by critics who believe involvement with her almost always led to public controversy. One by one, more names got attached to her growing list of allegations. Some stories involve leaked text messages, others involved alleged relationships, others involve recordings, interviews, and screenshots. The details change, but the formula remained remarkably consistent. A celebrity's name becomes linked to Celina Powell, the internet reacts, the celebrity responds, and the story goes viral. Picking up what I'm putting down, whether people believed it or not almost became irrelevant. The controversy itself had became the product, and every new controversy strengthened her position as one of the internet's most talked about personalities. By this point, Powell no longer simply reacting was no longer simply reacting to celebrity culture, she became part of it. Then came one of her biggest targets, Snoop Dogg. Unlike many younger artists, Snoop wasn't just a rapper, he was a cultural icon. A legend whose reputation extended far beyond hip-hop. And when Powell released allegations involving Snoop that they had slept together, the internet exploded. Fans were shocked. Critics accused her of chasing headlines. Supporters claimed that she was exposing uncomfortable truths. Snoop publicly denied wrongdoing, especially because he's married, you know what I'm saying? But the controversy became another major battle in the ongoing war between celebrity image and internet gossip. And once again, the music itself became secondary. The drama was now the headline.
Hello world, shout out to the Beauty Con. Great day today. I want y'all to be on the lookout for my new TV show from executive producer Big Snoop Dogg and Dada Baker from The Bakery. This is a good one. This one is called Cloud Chasers. Coming soon. New TV show for real. First episode next week. Be sure to check it out. New show, you know I always come with something new. I got the Jokers, Wild, Martha, and Snoop. I wanted to make something that was real, relevant, and real hood, so be on the lookout for that Cloud Chasers. Yes, the TV show Cloud Chasers. Coming soon. You dig?
Now, as podcasting exploded in popularity, Celina Powell found the perfect environment. Podcast audience, they wanted stories. They wanted shocking stories, personal stories, stories involving famous people, stories that we don't know about. You know what I'm saying? And Powell always seemed to have one. Appearances on No Jumper and other major platforms routinely generated viral clips. Millions of views followed. Reaction channels dissected every single statement. Entire communities formed around analyzing her claims. What had started as social media gossip had evolved in pretty much a business model. The more outrageous the story, the bigger the audience. The bigger the audience, the more valuable the appearance. In many ways, Powell isn't simply participating in internet culture, she was helping define it. And I'm pretty sure she was charging people for her appearance on podcasts and interviews, all of that. By the late 2010s, hip-hop media was changing. For decades, rappers relied on radio stations, magazines, and television appearances to reach audiences. But podcasts were beginning to replace traditional media. And one platform that sat at the center of this shift was No Jumper. Created by Adam22, the podcast became one of the most influential voices in internet rap culture, mainly because he had a lot of underground and rising stars on this platform that people really wanted to see. Unlike traditional interviews, No Jumper thrived on controversy. Arguments generated views, drama generated engagement, and shocking stories generated headlines. For Celina Powell, it was the perfect environment. Every appearance produced viral moments, every interview generated new conversation, and every conversation seemed to involve another celebrity. What made these appearances different was that they were simply not interviews, they were events. Audiences tuned in expecting chaos, and more often than not, chaos is exactly what they received. Some critics argued that podcast culture rewarded sensationalism over the truth. Others believed that platforms simply gave audiences what they wanted. Regardless of where people stood, one thing was clear: Celina Powell had found a new stage, and the audience was larger than ever. If No Jumper represented one side of hip-hop's media evolution, DJ Akademiks represented another. Long before mainstream outlets began reporting on internet drama, Akademiks had already built a massive audience by covering it. His platform blurred the lines between journalism, commentary, entertainment, riding Drake's meat, and pretty much gossip. And that created an entirely new ecosystem, one where stories spread instantly, one where speculation could travel faster than facts, and one where personalities became just as important as musicians. Throughout the years, Celina Powell and Akademiks frequently brought themselves in or involved themselves in overlapping conversations. Sometimes directly, sometimes indirectly, but together they represented two powerful forces shaping the modern hip-hop media. Powell generated controversy, Akademiks helped document the culture surrounding it. Their influence reflected a broader shift taking place across the internet. The audience was no longer satisfied with music alone. They wanted access to the lives behind the music, the relationships, the arguments, the scandals, the secrets, and creators who could provide those stories suddenly became incredibly valuable. Few figures embodied internet era controversy more completely than 6ix9ine. Like Celina Powell, 6ix9ine understood something fundamental about modern attention. The louder the controversy, the bigger the audience. Traditional celebrities often try to avoid scandals. Internet celebrities learn how to monetize them. As both figures became increasingly visible online, many observers noticed similarities in their approach to public attention. Both thrived in environments fueled by reaction. Both generated headlines with remarkable consistency. And both seemed to understand that outrage itself could become a marketing strategy. Whether intentional or not, they both became symbols of new era, an era where controversy wasn't necessarily a threat to fame. Sometimes it was the source of fame. For critics of modern internet culture, this represented a dangerous shift. For supporters, it was simply the reality of new entertainment landscape. Either way, the rules had changed, and people like Celina Powell were helping write them. But just because I said that don't mean 6ix9ine was caught up either. He was caught up laying up with Celina Powell. I'm pretty sure they have relations, but it's on video. It's proof. It's receipts. It's on video. All of that. So 6ix9ine got caught up, but this is pretty much a lot of proof. You know what I'm saying? As her profile continued to grow, Celina Powell increasingly found herself in conflict with figures connected to the music industry itself. One of the most notable examples involved Wack 100. Known for his outspoken personality and deep industry connections, Wack frequently, inserted himself in the public disputes involving artists, influencers, and internet personalities. When discussions involved and power emerged, they often reflected a larger debate happening throughout hip-hop. Should personalities with no musical contribution have this much influence over the culture? Was internet gossip becoming more important than the actual artistry? And who ultimately benefited from the constant cycle on controversy? These questions had no easy answers, but they revealed something important. The conversation was no longer just about Celina Powell, it was about the direction of hip-hop media itself. Now, by this point, Celina Powell's reputation had become her brand. Many internet personalities spent years trying to build recognition, but Powell had already achieved it. The nickname Black Widow followed her everywhere. Each new controversy straightened the image. Each new allegation expanded the mythology. Supporters viewed her as someone exposing people being hypocritical. Critics viewed her as someone exploiting celebrity culture for attention. But regardless of perspective, people kept watching. And in the attention economy, being watched is often more valuable than actually being liked. That reality would become one of the most defining lessons of her career. Now, trust me, I can go on and on about the controversies, the situations she's been in, but today, Celina Powell's story feels bigger than just one person. It represents a transformation that changed entertainment forever. The rise of influencers, the collapse of privacy, the blending of gossip and journalism, the monetization of controversy. Whether people admire her, criticize her, or simply find her fascinating, her impact on internet culture is difficult to ignore. The larger question isn't whether Celina Powell changed hip-hop, it's whether hip-hop changed into the kind of environment where someone like Celina Powell could thrive. Because in today's world, attention has become one of the most valuable currencies on the internet, and few people understood that earlier or used it more efficiently than Celina Powell. Now, that's it for the day, man. If you want a part 2 or another part to this video or whatever, or a deeper dive into more controversies that she's been in or situations, let me know in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe. If you don't like the video, let me know in the comments why you don't like the video, and I'll probably pull up and smack you somewhere. Nah, I was playing. I ain't gonna do all that, but like, comment, subscribe. Don't go nowhere. Click the video on the screen that you're looking at right now, and let's get it, man.